Lane Kiffin is absolutely killing it at Ole Miss in the transfer portal. I believe, bold prediction for 2024, Ole Miss is going to win the SEC next year. Record it, mark it down, book it, and come back to it around this time in 2024 so you can tell me I was right. Because the way they've been building this program through the portal, they got the number one transfer portal class right now. And they had the third ranked transfer portal class last year in 2022? And the same approach that Lane Kiffin is taking right now at Ole Miss, it's the same approach that we saw Mike Norvell take the last couple of years with how he's used the portal. And you see, you just can't build a great team just by getting all of your players on your roster through the portal. You got to get a couple of guys here or there. You got to get a few graduate transfers. Then you got to get a couple of transfers that still have 3-4 years left of eligibility. Get those guys in and develop them and mix them in with guys that you bring in from your recruiting classes. That's what FSU did, and that's what Ole Miss is doing right now with Lane Kiffin. They got Jackson Dart from the portal, Quinshon Judkins they got from recruiting. And you look at the players that they have in this portal cycle right now, they're overhauling that defense. Pete Golding, his defense was Swiss cheese this year. When they beat LSU, I never saw Lane Kiffin look so nervous in the game. That dude was stressed the hell out. He was praying to the football gods that his defense was going to be able to come away with a stop. Now, one of their biggest additions on the defense was definitely Tyler Barron, second-ranked defensive end in the portal out of Tennessee. You also got another Tennessee transfer, and Tamarion McDonald out of Tennessee. He has started several years for the Vols. He has a total of 115 career tackles, 12 pass breakups, and 4 interceptions. And then you got my guy, Tavion Taz Nicholson, who I went to high school with. We're going to have him on the channel really soon. He has been a 2-year starter previously for Illinois. Really aggressive and really physical corner. Pete Golding is going to love Taz because he's one of those cornerbacks that has no problem going out there and trying to lay a hit and actually putting his body on the line to tackle. A lot of these new age corners now, they don't like tackling. They're ankle biters. My guy Taz, he's going to be one of the biggest impactful transfer portal acquisitions out of the whole entire SEC next season. Like, he's a dog. Y'all need to make sure that you write that name down. Taz Nicholson. He comes from Jacksonville. We're different down here. 904, let's go. They got another defensive end out of Florida who I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but he had 7 sacks. I believe he was all SEC selection. And they got Chris Paul Jr., who was the second-ranked linebacker in the transfer portal, according to 247 Sports. This past season for Arkansas, he had 74 tackles, and he had 2 sacks. This is an Ole Miss team that's going to be drastically improved and revamped defensively. It's all going to come down to the play calling ability of Pete Golding being able to utilize these players' talents and put them in the right position to succeed. Because they already have one of the best offenses in college football. This offensive line is going to be better. The wide receiving core is going to be just as good as any other team in college football next season. You got a proven quarterback in Jackson Dart. All is going to come down to execution and player development. And if Lane Kiffin and Pete Golding are going to be able to put everything together for it to work. And then I can't forget about what they got on the offense side of football. They got Juice Wells. They'll really let Lane Kiffin get his hands on Juice Wells? What kind of money do they got down there in Oxford, Mississippi? Because I might need to go take a little bit of a trip down there in a while to see what's cooking down there at Ole Miss. Like, Ole Miss, they got something special brewing down there, and they're going to explode in 2024. We're going to be talking a lot more about the Rebels over the course of this offseason. But this is a team that definitely is going to be top 5 in my top 25 preseason poll when I release it in a couple of weeks, because they're stacked. And I don't think enough people have been paying attention to what Lane Kiffin is doing now there.